Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I'm so grateful for your continued support to this channel. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as we speak, nakwambia kimeumana. As Justin Muturi, who is the CS of Public Service, ameamua kuexpose those behind abductions yenye unaona ikianzia kijana yake. I want us to read the press in Justin Muturi amerelease, and because I don't want to propagate anything, nataka tusome yote na utaelewa how things went na the way things are continuing to go. This is whatever Justin Muturi is saying. But before we start reading, remember, as you always do, ensure you like the video. When you like the video, you automatically support the work that I'm doing in this channel, because sometimes you watch and you forget liking the video. So this is just a reminder. Please, as you watch, ensure you like the video. Thank you so much for that like. Let us read. This is a statement by Justin Biden Njoka Muturi. It says, states as follows. I am the current Cabinet Secretary for Public Service. On 22nd of June, 2024, at 21:29, I was meeting some friends in Gigiri when I received a call from Wairimo, the wife of my son, Leslie Muturi. She told me that she had been informed by Honorable Mark Mwenje that Leslie had been abducted a few minutes ago by armed hooded gangster. She said they had just passed the roundabout on Dennis Pritt Road and turned onto Ole Gruon Avenue when the incident occurred. She stated that Leslie had been in Honorable Mark Mwenje and Marangu Imanyara at Alfajiri having drinks, and they decided to go to birthday party in Lavington. It was during this process that Leslie was waylaid and kidnapped. The kidnappers forced him into a vehicle and drove off, and she was unable to reach him on his phone. Now, I tried calling Leslie's phone, but it was switched off. At the time, I was with my friend Paul Mudhoka. After discussing the matter with him, I called the Inspector General Police, Jafeth Kome, then explained the situation, and of course, he promised to calculate the information among various police stations and call me back. Shortly afterwards, Mark Mwenje called me from the scene and described what had happened. He said the vehicle that abducted Leslie was a white box Prado and armed men brandishing AK-47 rifles and wearing hoods and blocked Leslie's car, opened the driver's door and pulled him out while the car engine was still running. Then Mwenje noted that at the time he called me, Leslie's car engine was still running. Now, hapa ndio bombshell inaanzia. I then called Raymond Omolo, the PS for Interior, and explained the abductions. He assured me that he will take actions. I also attempted to reach the Director, Criminal Investigation DCI, Mr. Mohamed Amin, but his phones went unanswered. I tried calling the National Intelligence Service, NIS Director General Nudin Haji, but he did not answer either. After about an hour, I called the IG again. He informed me that he had alerted the personnel on all routes suspecting it might have robbery. However, I told him that based on the information provided by Mwenje, and the abductors appeared to be, of course, security personnel rather than robbers. He seemed unconvinced, stating that there was no planned police operation that night. Several friends joined me at the scene and continued making calls to various officers and individuals who might help in locating my son. And later, he's continuing saying, he called Raymond Omolo a second time, and he confirmed that he had contacted several agencies to assist in finding Leslie. However, he was still inclined to believe it was carjacking. Now, we learned that police from Kilimani had gone to Citizen TV to obtain CCTV footage, but the station was initially reluctant to release it. Honorable Ndungu Gadenji, who had joined us, called Wachira Waruru, the CEO of Citizen TV, explained the situation and requested any information that might help identify the vehicle. Waruru later sent a footage showing the events leading to the abductions. The footage showed Leslie driving out, followed by Mwenje. The footage also captured the Box Prado, another vehicle resembling a Probox, following Leslie and Mwenje prior to the abduction. Now, kizungumkuti ndio hii hapa. Around 3 a.m., I decided to send a WhatsApp message to the president, informing him about the son's abduction. Sawa? Around this time, someone gave me the contact number of said Kiprotich Mohammed, the director of Anti-Terrorism Protection Unit. As we had identified the Box Prado in the CCTV footage and learned that such vehicles are often used by, of course, the Anti-Terrorism Protection Unit, I called Mr. Mohammed, but he did not answer or respond to my text message. Since I could not reach him, I obtained the contact of his deputy James Onyango and called him. He said he would look into the matter but was unaware of any police operation that night. We eventually retired to our homes around 5 a.m. to fresh up. While at home, around 8:15 a.m., James Onyango called and informed me that they had checked everywhere, but there was no reported case of that nature. He promised to intensify their search efforts. Shortly afterwards, said Kiprotich Mohammed called back. After I explained the situation, he assured me that there was no ongoing operation and that ATPU was not involved. Given the anxiety at home, where many relatives and friends had gathered, I informed them of previous night's efforts and left continuous the research. Sawa, we returned to Gigiri and met with friends who had also searching various police stations without success. Between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m., friend from NIS called informing me that my son was being held by their people. I shared this information with my friends and it was agreed, and I shall call Nurdin Haji again. Despite multiple attempts, he did not answer. Just before 1 p.m., I decided to call Professor Kindiki, the Cabinet Secretary for Interior then. After explaining the entire situation, he expressed shock and assured me he would contact Nurdin Haji. 15 minutes later, Professor Kindiki, called back, saying he had spoken with the DG of National Intelligence Service, the deputy, the director of National Intelligence Service, Nurdin Haji, who denied holding Leslie despite my insistence that I had confirmed information from an NIS officer. Professor Kindiki maintained that the director, Nurdin Haji, could not be lying. We continued our inquiries, and I checked my phone to see if the president had read my message. He had not. Shortly afterward, we saw the presidential helicopter heading towards State House. Knowing the president had been attending a church service in Nyandarua, I decided to drive to State House to see him in person. Upon arrival, I found the president had just finished lunch with a group of MPs. Sawa, including Mwangi Kiunjuri and Honorable John Kawanjiko. I waited until they finished the discussion. When Mwangi Kiunjuri concluded his conversation with the president, I approached after greetings. I informed the president about my message, and he explained that his phone had crashed due to an overload of messages. I then narrated the ordeal, including my interactions with various senior government officials who had been unable to help. I expressed my belief that NIS was holding my son. The president joked, asking why anyone should want to arrest a young person over the Gen Z demonstrations. He even mentioned that Kiunjuri's son and the son of the other officials had been involved in a similar demonstration. He then called his technicians to check the status of his phone, since it was still not functioning properly. I requested that he called Nurdin Haji directly. Standing outside the pavilion, I heard the president ask Nurdin Haji if he was holding my son. Nurdin confirmed that indeed he was holding my son, and the president instructed him to release Leslie immediately. Nurdin responded that Leslie would be released within an hour. After thanking the president, I drove out of the State House and rejoined my friends in Gigiri and explained what had happened. Silently, over an hour later, Leslie called me saying he had been released and was at home. I then went home to see him. This is a true and accurate recollection of what transpired. Justin Biden Joke Muturi, date 14th January 2025. I wanted to read all things so that you can understand. Musiseme o nasema kenye ajasema. In other words, Kenyans, I want you to listen to me very carefully. Listen to me very carefully. This abduction, serikali wanajua. Na hata vile DCI walisema hawajui, wanajua. Na vile National Intelligence Service wanasema hawakujua, wanajua. Because if the son of Justin Muturi was abducted the other time, during that demonstration of June, inamaanisha hata vijana bado wanakuwa abducted. The same thing. The same thing. You know? So let not anyone come out to fool us. You know? That they don't know. They know. Even William Ruto himself know. Because National Intelligence Service huwa ina report kwa president on a daily basis. Iwe usiku, iwe mchana, they usually report. That is why they are being called National Intelligence Service. And these individuals who are abducting Kenyans are these individuals. So what Justin Muturi has said now is like a threat. Some individuals are calling him to resign. But Justin Muturi nani? Ameulizwa leo. Tunasikia wengine wanasema kwamba resign. But amesema, let them bring it on. This is what Justin Muturi said.
Saying they're calling for your resignation or even orchestrating an impeachment motion against you in Parliament. First, how do you respond to this? And is this the beginning of you breaking ranks with the government?
I would just say bring it on. At my age, I'm not the kind of person to respond to some of it is really very perfunctory statement made by fairly inexperienced politicians. I think they're not worthy my response. So if anybody thinks that I don't know what I'm doing, then they are up for a rude shock.
So I think whatever is transpiring here is that some individuals, they don't want to accept that it is them who are abducting Kenyans. Ni hao ndo wana abduct wa Kenya. Na ukisema kwamba wengine wanasikia vibaya ni kama we are overdoing it. It is very clear that the National Intelligence Service, they do understand whatever is happening. Na hiyo ukora iko hapa. Ukora iko hapa. In other words, ukiangalia National Intelligence Service, kuna vitu wanafanya yenye the National Police hawajui. Na ndio tena sometimes unaweza pata maybe the CI hawajui. So these independent institutions, security personnel, hawajielewi hapa. The things that are being done that they don't know. And even if they do understand and they know, then Kenyans, I'm telling you, this government wanajua. Msidanganywe. Ati Rigathi Gachagua ndio ana-abduct wa Kenya. How? Na wakijua so washike Rigathi Gachagua. The same to Natembeya, wanasema sijui Natembeya na wengine ndio wanaungana. So the reality of this issue is that as much as you are concerned, Kenyans, and I am concerned, be careful. This government is so punitive. And they are behind all these things that is happening. And they know. William Ruto cannot come out to say that we are going to stop this if they are not doing it. They must be, of course, behind these abductions. So I think the statement of Justin Muturi is very clear. These individuals wanajua. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Bye bye till we meet in another video.